Hello, everyone, and welcome to another interesting Saturday Surprise Show. Continuing on with the anniversary month, we're going to do another interview, this time with Curtis.
Yeah, happy to be here.
So, Curtis, the first question that I bring to everyone's attention is, do you remember what the first Let's Play we did is?
Oh boy, You and me, or...
You and me specifically.
Oh, that was the Shanghai. The Getting So Bad One Over.
Are you positive on that
Actually,
one?
no, that was Mega Man X4, or Mega Man X first.
You got it right.
Yeah.
It was Mega Man X.
Yeah, I was thinking that came after, but no, that was first.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
we didn't do Shanghai until, I think it was our third one, actually. I think there's another one.
Was there another one in there? Okay. It must have been very short if we did.
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
2 short ones just to get our toes in the water, and then we dived in on a larger project.
Yeah, that one was a big one. If the gate there, wasn't it? We followed up Mega Man X, which was like 4 episodes, with that one, which was like 50-some, I think. 40 or 50-some.
So, what were your thoughts when I started a channel and offered to have you on board?
Yeah, at first I wasn't really super interested because it's never really something I've thought about before. But I thought about it, I thought it'd be a fun way to kind of approach games a bit differently than I had before, in that it would be an excuse to basically play through a game and talk about what I like about it and what I know about it. And I thought that would be a super fun way to just, experience a game differently. And obviously you were going to be there too to bounce my thoughts and ideas off of. So the whole thing, the more I thought about it, sounded more and more interesting. Because definitely I came on, I know I do like the odds and ends, like movie reviews and stuff like that on here sometimes, but I really was interested and passionate about the idea of the LP and stuff.
Understandable. And people who know that you helped me with my first channel, the Meta Shadow channel.
Yeah.
And you did basically the same thing. I brought you on as a guest every so often.
That was a long time ago, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, I think I didn't actually play any back then. I just watched you play through Aria of Sorrow some, and a few other Toho-themed Castlevanias.
Yeah, anything that I thought you would have an interest in because it's along the lines of the games you like.
Yes.
I brought you on board.
Yeah, anything Vania is going to be a hit, right? So,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and those were fun, obviously, even though I was just really providing commentary or whatever back then. It was still something different and something neat. So, yeah, the idea of doing my own run through something sounded pretty appealing.
And you and me have a similar taste in games, we'll say.
Yeah, there's definitely some similarities there, let's say. Yeah. We've got a lot of history with the same sort of fundamental games like your Marios and your Mega Mans and all that good stuff, right? Like,
yeah.
I know we kind of branched out like a little bit, like where you like to do like a lot of roguelites and deck building. I kind of my long time sink games are more along the JRPG and computer RPG lines. But,
yeah.
The roots are the same, so that counts for a lot.
Also, just having your knowledge of gaming is insane sometimes, how much knowledge you have on a game.
I like my favorites a lot, and I like to learn about them. I also just randomly read about games I've never played because it's fun to me.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite just childhood memories, is we were playing Metroid 2, Samus's Return of Samus.
Yeah.
And going through, Curtis was naming every enemy on the screen, and Curtis swears he never played the game before. Yep. And he even stops himself. He's like, why do I know so much about a game I never played before?
Yep.
And I was there, I just thought I'd just look at nerd out.
Yeah, I blame Nintendo and old players' guides, reading them and rereading them, and then the internet came along and my fate was truly sealed, because then I could look up anything at any time, and that was a bad and good idea for me.
Yeah. That's always been, like, I loved reading the manuals when I was a kid.
Oh, I love that stuff.
And then Nintendo Power and all that,
yeah.
so But then when the internet hit, I was like, okay, that's information overload. I'm going to step away. Where Curtis jumped head first.
Yeah, big time. Yeah. And within the last decade-ish, the advent of, like, game-specific and series-specific wikis has been a real boon for a lot of stuff. Where it's just, like, cataloging everything about a game or series. Like, here's a whole article on a friggin' enemy or whatever, you know? Like, it's great.
Here's their lore, backstory, and what their family life is like.
Yeah, it's a bounty of information.
For this one random Goomba.
Yeah. Here's the Goomba, every single Goomba appearance in every single Mario game.
Yeah.
And here's what they do in the game. It's ludicrous, and I love it. Yeah. I just have always enjoyed video game trivia, and, you know, I've always had a real soft spot for video game monsters for some reason. Have always been a real passion of mine, and I love, you know, reading about them. And like the first thing I used to do in manuals was flip to the monster pages to look at those guys.
Yep, the enemy bios. Yep.
Yeah, that was all very ingrained in me early on. Like my birthday's somewhat close to Halloween, maybe that helped, but I just really took to that stuff. When I play JRPGs. A big part of it is feeling like I'm collecting monsters. Like, even in non-monster collecting games.
Oh, yeah, just like you gotta get the bestiary collected.
Exactly. I love it when I have a bestiary in there. And when they don't have a bestiary, I make my own.
Yeah,
I'm a psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I should really impart that information onto the internet somewhere just so it's available. But, yeah.
You think?
I really should. Just for a lot of those old games that really don't do them. Yeah.
So I think we touched on this, but like the things you want to bring to the channel.
Yeah, it really was that. Yeah, like I said, it's just a great way to talk about games in a way that I don't do it when I'm obviously by myself. So it's a good excuse to revisit an old favorite that I want to play for the channel. My preferred approach by far is to play games that I've played in advance. Just so that I can speak knowledgeably about them, and I find that fun.
Yes.
But obviously, the last year, or you know, close to a year, has been a blind one, and it's also been very fun. Because it's really just me reacting blindly, obviously, to everything that's going on, and you know, struggling with lots of different maps or challenges or whatever else that I did not see coming. So
you're referring to the Mushroom Kingdom fusion.
You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I think the reason that's doing so well is because it has everything that's familiar to us.
It is. Yeah.
But in a way that's unfamiliar.
Yeah. I get the feeling that game has a very small and very dedicated fan base that really likes to watch other people play that game as well. That's the impression I get.
It is our most commented show right now, so
yeah.
I appreciate that everyone's just leaving comments, even just with updates.
Yeah, like letting us know that there's an update now, like that's always helpful.
Yes.
There's lots of like, you know, great knowledge of like people dropping knowledge bombs or tips and tricks about the game because, like I said, given that I'm playing blindly, there's a lot of the stuff that I just don't know. So it's also been a really great way to get some fun feedback on games that I'm playing. So that's it's another great aspect of this whole thing.
So, what was your favorite Let's Play?
That's a tough one. The one I think I had the most fun just doing was Night in the Woods, just because of all the weird voices that we got to do.
That was us flexing our voice acting skills for like the first time, kind.
It was a lot of fun. Like obviously we're complete amateurs with no training, but I was really proud of that series. I had a lot of fun with it.
Very proud of how well we did with that series in my mind.
Yeah.
My favorite game, so I was happy to get it up on the channel. And with someone who loves it just as much as I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, we both really took to that one.
Yeah.
It's just a game that we may never see its like again, perhaps, but it's it was just an absolute blast to voice characters that we feel so strongly about.
Yes.
So,
like, I swear May is my spirit animal, and I will never change that thought.
Yep, same with B for me.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Also, I'm glad we went with a B run, because everyone who plays that game that I've seen has done great. And yes, Greg is awesome. I'm not
Yeah.
going to discredit Greg being awesome.
Yes.
But B deserves some love too.
Yeah. And that has some real emotional punch moments in that story that I really, really like.
Yeah.
It's a good in-depth friendship with a lot of bumps in it, and I really enjoyed seeing where that went when I first played through it. And revisiting it in a way where I'm actually voicing stuff is super fun. So yeah, that was a blast of an LP. Really, really liked that one.
I think mine, as much as I liked Night in the Woods, the Shanghai.exe.
It was excellent.
There were some anger moments in there. I will remember that.
I do remember that. That was around the when you were restricted with your folder there, and you had to like use this predetermined folder to get through the trials.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was like, what?
It's like the preliminaries for the tournament. That's what it was. Yes.
And it's like, okay, totally throw out your battle strategy. Here's ours. Try to figure it out. And it's like, no, deck building doesn't work like that.
Yeah, the deck building was what you really liked those games for. So
yes.
Yeah. Me, I love the action part the most, I think, for those. The thing I like the most about the Battle Network games is that it combines the RPG elements with actual action, like where you've got like 9 spaces to occupy, and you've got to learn how their attacks work. And there's so many creative like attack patterns that they use and everything else, and traps and hazards. I just absolutely love that battle system.
Yes.
So, yeah, like the deck building is obviously fun because it's deck building, but just the way battles play out is my favorite part.
No, I like that too because I don't like RPGs where it's just hit a button and select a menu.
I'm totally okay with those too, but yeah, it's you gotta have a certain kind of taste for that stuff. And some people have played enough JRPGs where they just don't want that anymore, and that's totally fine.
So, and I just like seeing my favorite Toho characters as .exe versions.
That was really funny. I didn't know the characters like you did, but you were able to explain them well enough that I get it.
Yeah.
And I did know, like, a fair few of the main ones or whatever. Like the Scarlet Devil gang is all very familiar to me at this point, thanks to you. So, yeah. And I was able to contribute from Mega Man knowledge. So that was
that's why I like that playthrough so much, is because you had the Mega Man Battle Network knowledge and I had the Toho knowledge. So
it was
combining those two, we were a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, it was a really good match. Very, very good stuff. That was also a blind LP, of course, too.
Yeah.
Not me playing it, but you, and I was playing it alongside you, sort of. But we weren't necessarily in the same spot or anything like that, so, yeah.
No, you were kind of more just doing it on your own time, and I was like, I want to do it on my own time, but I have to do it on a channel, and I want to do it blind, because I want to be surprised when my favorite characters show up.
Yeah. Seeing the way they used all those characters was a lot of fun, I expect, for you. When Wriggle showed up or whatever else, right? Like, just all that stuff.
Yes. Like, I was a little upset that they didn't, like, Sawako wasn't a character, it was just a skin, but...
Right. Yeah.
I was like, there's not much you could have done with the Moria Shrine Gang, to be honest.
Yeah. In terms of the scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not when you're going to make Yukari the main villain anyway.
Right. Yeah. One of the main villains, I guess.
Well, one of the main villains.
Yeah.
I was not expecting Sumi Reiko. I looked up who she is. She's from the earlier PC version.
Yeah, she's like from the first 5, right?
Yeah. But she's been making a fan reoccurrence. Like, a lot of the fans took to her.
Yeah. She was the evil doctor, right?
Yes.
Is that... Okay. Yeah.
And I think what her lore is, now we're going to Toho lore, is that she can fall asleep and enter Gensokyo from the real world.
Yeah.
And then she thought she was in a dream, and that's why she caused an incident. Because she was just doing whatever she wanted, because it's a freaking dream.
Right.
And then she didn't realize she was causing problems for everyone else.
Nice. Fun. Yeah, and that final boss was like a god of some sort, right?
Yeah, I still don't know exactly what that's from. It's from one of the early PC games.
I think it was like some sort of like extra boss, super like challenge or whatever.
Yeah.
Is what I remember reading about it, so.
It was never going to appear again in a Toho game, so.
Yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, that was a very good LP, wasn't it?
It was.
Yes.
Okay, our least favorite Let's Play.
Hmm.
Or one that you thought maybe we could have done that a little better.
Could have done a little better. Let's see. Gotta reach back into the old memory banks.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, like, which ones did we do?
Yeah. Castlevania 4 was good.
I do have one, but
yeah.
I'll let you go first.
Yeah,
Also consider our Halloween specials.
Oh yeah, those two. Let's see here. I think the one from like 2 years ago that we did.
Oh, I'm trying to remember. Because, unfortunately, everything's a blur to me because I've played so many games with so many of you. So.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Yeah.
I know we did the Uncle That Works for Nintendo.
Right, yes, there was that.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was a mistake for me, but it was a bad idea for me to record that plus my father's long, long legs back to back because my throat was killing me by the end of it.
Yeah.
For my own personal sake, I'm going to say that one just because it was murder. There was a lot of reading, and I really enjoyed Uncle Who Works for Nintendo and Uncle's Long, Long Legs, or Father's Long, Long Legs as well, but it was a bad idea to do two text-heavy ones back to back.
We kind of learned that, like, text-heavy, at least if there's more than one person talking in the text, it would work. But...
Yeah, it was almost entirely narrator-driven for both of them.
Yeah.
So...
I think we had to, like, tag in and out.
Yeah, I was gasping at the end of it, so there was definitely probably some faltering in that one, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that sticks to mind now as good as any of them for just whoops.
Yeah, now that you bring it up, I was like, yeah, I'm leaning more towards that, but my original pick was Sucker for Love.
Okay.
I'm happy we did the first chapter and the secret chapter.
Yeah.
But, my god, that second chapter we just couldn't do, so we just skipped it.
Yeah,
we feel like
we kind of didn't do that. Yeah, we didn't do that justice, really.
No.
We basically omitted the middle of the game.
Yeah.
Entirely, and just said, okay, here's the first one and the last one.
Yeah, so I felt like could have gave that a little more love, but...
Yeah. And that last one was a struggle.
I am actually happy I got through that, because I have never done that.
Yeah, that was kind of miraculous that didn't go to shit at the end.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because also like the game was trying to crash itself.
Yeah, the game was literally I'm sure I forget whether the recordings picked it up or not, but
I may have tried to edit it out as much as possible.
Okay,
but...
yeah, the game was literally shitting itself out of existence where the art assets weren't appearing correctly and stuff like that. So we had to really futz around with that one.
Yeah, there's times where I paused it and I think we had to reboot it once or twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was not fun.
Yeah, we definitely should have been a bit more, considerate about how we structured that one. That was kind of a spur of the moment one.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed the game, and the reading and stuff like that was super fun for it, but the approach could have been better. So yeah, I think those are two good picks.
I know this isn't on the question list, which like your favorite moment in a game.
That we did?
Yeah.
Let me see here. We had... I really enjoyed going back to the Night in the Woods one, but the hole in the middle of everything, like the finale where they're squaring off against one another, doing that whole scene was very fun.
I was prepping so hard for that scene. I really hope that my efforts.
Yeah, I really thought you killed it. Frankly.
Yeah. Because that's supposed to be like a really deep emotional scene for me, and I was like, I gotta nail this.
Yeah, she's feeling nothing and everything
At the same time. It's kind of,
yeah.
And I was like, I've been there some days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Way back in my earlier days, I've been there.
And the cult, I was trying to do the cult leader scummy with a hint of sympathetic.
Yes.
And I really enjoyed that.
I think you nailed it on that one.
Thank you.
I think my favorite bit from you, though, was still the Castlevania shooing away Dracula.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was fun. Basically, context for that one was end of the Super Castlevania 4 playthrough. We hit the moment where you kill Dracula. The light of God shines down upon him. He breaks apart into a bunch of bats, and then there's just a couple of bats like flapping around aimlessly at one point.
There's just one solo bat, and you're just whipping away like, get lost.
I took advantage of the game mechanics of flailing your whip around to shoo away this bat into oblivion.
Yeah.
Go on, get in here. Come on, get. Yeah, that was very funny.
Kills me every time.
I'm glad that one stuck with you. Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was gameplay meets story in a very beautiful way. Right? Yeah, totally nailing the intended mood of that scene.
Yes.
Simon just petulantly whipping at this small bat that's dying, gasping for air as it burns away.
Like it's a noose. It's like, like it reminds me of that Family Guy gag where he's trying to get the frog out the window.
Yeah. Perfect.
I'm going to extend that. So, is there any favorite gag that we've done? Outside of you and me, but like me and Cody or me or David.
Oh.
Have you been watching our channel?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that dumbass Master Belch dialogue that you did.
Oh my god. I'm so glad someone did.
Yeah.
Holy frig, I destroyed my lungs on that.
It was ridiculous, and I've never heard you make those sounds before. That was something else.
Boy, we're going to take that one out of context.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you mean, Curtis?
So cursed.
Yeah.
So very cursed.
I was like, what can I do to make this unique? And I was like, I can inhale while I talk. I can have that skill.
Yeah.
See how that turns out for me.
Yeah. Dave does some really good voices too, I've got to say. The Earthbound has been a lot of fun from you guys just because I like your guys' voice, like goofy voice acting. You come up with some absolute nonsense.
Yes.
And I really, really enjoy it.
That is why I love Dave on the channel. Like,
yeah.
When we do an interview with Dave, I'll bring this up. But
he's really good at the comedic voice acting stuff.
His voice acting's just as good or even better than mine at times.
Sure, yeah. I think you guys both kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically any time a stupid dumb voice comes up and you guys kill it is my favorite running gag on the channel, I'd say.
Yeah. I know this is for the Curtis one, but my favorite one from Curtis was always just the Araya Sorrow getting so angry at him in the final stretch. And I took the controller.
Oh, Cody.
Him. Yeah, Cody.
Yeah. That was the final boss, was it?
It was before the final boss. It was that stretch from the last save point to the save point just outside the boss door.
Oh, right, okay.
And he was like falling and flopping in spikes, jumping out, getting hit by the Valkyrie, wanting to fall back in the spikes. He nearly dies and gets knocked down the room. And I was like, give me that controller before you kill us all.
You're getting legitimately upset.
I did. I was like, I look back and I feel bad for like getting that angry over a Let's Play, but at the same time, I was like, this is my favorite game, Cody. Why?
Your sacred memory.
Yeah.
God.
This was the game that got me back into Castlevania.
Yeah. Yeah. Our is pretty good. Death was a struggle for you guys, I remember.
Death was a struggle for Cody, and then it took me a try or two to get him down, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, he is in an unfair placement.
Yes.
Too early.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like midway through the game rather than his usual, like, penultimate or...
He's not even midway, like, he's pretty early on.
Yeah, Clock Tower is... It might even be, like, you know... It's not quite... It's a little more than a third, but maybe 40%. It's a lot earlier than he usually appears. We'll say that much. There's like
usually he's the second last boss, or like a final boss somewhere.
Yeah, I think there's like 5 bosses before him, maybe.
Yeah.
But a lot of the bosses before that are like bosses that appear as enemies.
Yes, that's the phase. Like
it's kind of weird, that game.
Yeah,
it has a lot of like enemy bosses, and then it gets really interesting ones, like starting with the headhunter onwards.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Cody just doesn't play a whole lot of 2D platformers, and that's totally fine. His interests lie elsewhere, I think.
Yes.
So.
I don't discredit Cody's gaming abilities. It's just he panics easily, I find.
Right.
That's his downfall. It's he'll panic in a situation.
Yeah.
But enough about Cody, because it's not about him. We're going to do some final thoughts.
Yeah.
So, any final thoughts before we close out this interview?
Yeah, so it's just been an overall excellent time. Really enjoyed the experience of sharing games that I really love, and also floundering around in some blind spots as well. So it's just been something that I've never literally cannot do on my own. So it was a chance to do something new with gaming that I'd never really tried before, and the world of LPs is very well explored. There's plenty of big channels out there who've done the same thing billions of times, but it was really fun to put my own little spin on it and just talk about stuff that I always wanted to talk about in an in-depth way while playing through.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
Like, this was... I know there's a million Let's Play channels out here, so when I was sitting down trying to figure out why would I make a Let's Play channel when there's so many better ones, we'll even say.
Yeah.
But I was like, our unique brand of comedy mixed with our passions for different games.
Yeah.
And we're not in this for fame or money. We're all here just as a hobby in this to kind of enjoy ourselves.
The smallest of small channels, right? Like,
yeah.
If we were here to become the next big YouTuber, we would have found out a long time ago.
We would have.
Like, this is minuscule channel, but it's so fun. I don't care. It's what I'm here for is to try something new. So yeah, I'm all on board with it.
Yeah. And this goes with my first channel is I take more appreciation when I try to do the thing that I have admiration for.
Yeah.
For example, I like a lot of Let's Players, but doing a channel like this, I see how much dedication and effort goes into running a channel.
Oh, yeah.
So I have a higher appreciation for the big ones that actually pull it off.
Yeah. Anyone who, even like you, put up a video every single day, and that's nuts. I don't know if you've ever missed a day except for like maybe the hurricane or whatever.
Yeah, the hurricane. Natural disaster stopped me.
I think natural disasters are an okay excuse, to be honest. But yeah, the big YouTubers who do this for a living, like, don't let anyone, like, you're not listening to this, but don't let anyone ever tell you that what you do isn't work or that you haven't earned where you're at, because it's a hell of a struggle, a hell of a lot of work to do every single day to put in good stuff. Yeah.
Like, I know our quality's not great. My setup is terrible. If you got a glimpse of how we're recording this.
Our charm is that circa 2010 era YouTube.
Yeah. We're bringing it old school where we have a mic on a stand.
Yeah. Yeah, in a big room.
Yeah.
Harkening back to them olden days of barely legible mics.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, just the vibe of folks shooting the shit while they're talking about games is just a good vibe. Yeah, the vibe I wanted was just come join us on the couch while we play a game for you. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, no serious scripted moments or anything like that. It's just off the cuff, fun reactions to stuff.
But I think with that, though, we'll call the episode here. So thank you all very much for listening in on this interview with Curtis. And Curtis, thank you very much for doing an interview for us.
Oh, a pleasure. This has been a lot of fun, like I said. So, gonna keep on keeping on.
Until next time, have a good one, guys.
So long, everybody.